He then said, well, you know what? Sometimes I find myself, I'm just not attracted to you sometimes. Hello everyone, and welcome to Life with Spirit. I'm Spirit, and today you chose a wonderful day to watch this video. I wanted to share something that is really quite personal, and I know that many of you can certainly understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to share with you a story of a time when a guy told me that he was not attracted to me because of my weight. So, first let me give you a little background. I have always carried extra weight. Probably since I was 7 years old. I always carried a little extra weight. I like to eat. Y'all, we lived across the street from different restaurants and Subway, and I used to go to Subway and I would get me a giant footlong and have them pack it down with everything, tons of extra mayo. I'd get a bag of chips, a cookie, and a drink, and I would eat it all in one setting. I had a job where I worked at a pizza place, and this is what was the nail in the coffin. I was working at that pizza place and we got discounts on our food, and there were people who didn't pick up their pizzas, and we always had extra food left over. So I gained 10 pounds every year I was there. I was there for 3 years. So during my teenage years, that's where that weight started to pile on and pile on. So I ended up gaining 30 pounds during my teenage years. And there was a yogurt shop right next door. I loved their yogurt and I loved their caramel, and I always ordered extra caramel. So I was eating. And then we lived across the street from Eckerd's Drugs. Y'all remember Eckerd's back in the day, before Walgreens and CVS? Well, there was an Eckerd's Drugs, and they had these giant Hershey's bars. Y'all remember those? They probably still carry them. Those big jumbo Hershey's bars. They were 99 cents at the time, and I would walk home from school, I would pop by Eckerd's, and I would eat the entire candy bar in one setting, wouldn't think anything of it. That's just how I rolled. That's just how I ate. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a story about when I was in college. I was dating this particular guy, and things were great before. Oh my goodness, things were great. And if he hadn't seen me in a minute, okay, where are you? And this is before phones, y'all. Nobody had a phone back then. But I would say we had a nice relationship. We liked each other and we're getting to know each other, and everything was smooth. But over time, things started to change. He started to be a little more distant. He wasn't as available as he once was. And so, you think you're crazy. Like, is it just me? So I remember talking to him and saying, hey, I noticed something's different. What's going on? And he said, oh, my grades, I really need to work harder. I really need to study harder. And so I'm thinking, you didn't care about grades last semester. All of a sudden, grades are important? I didn't tell him that that's what I was thinking. Oh, grades are so important now? When they never were? Oh, okay. But so, and then he was saying, oh, my mind's on different things and thinking about, oh, okay. I said, huh. He then said, well, you know what? Sometimes I find myself, I'm just not attracted to you sometimes. And so I was sitting there, we were sitting next to each other on the stairs, and I was like, I just sat there and looked back recently when he had asked me if I had gained weight, which I had, because I was eating, people. You're in college, you're eating late, you're ordering pizza, you're staying up till 2 and 3 in the morning. Yeah, I was eating, and yeah, I gained weight. And did I need to gain weight? No, I was already big. And guess who else was big? He was big too. And guess who else had gained weight? Yeah, he had gained weight too. But that's not the point. The point was that he told me that he sometimes wasn't attracted to me. And when I look back on that conversation, I promise you, y'all, it's weird, but I didn't take it on. I didn't take on his thoughts about me. I was always one who felt confident in myself. I felt worthy. I didn't feel like I had to prove anything to anybody. And so when he said that, it was like he was talking to somebody else. I'm serious. I'm really serious. I just listened to him. And why should I be one to get mad or angry at what he likes, his taste? He has every right, or he had every right to his taste. And I had ballooned up. I gained probably 15-ish pounds, something like that. And I was just too big. I was. And he wasn't attracted to that. Now, initially, when he was attracted to me, I was still big, but I wasn't as big. So, but I didn't take on what he was saying about me. I didn't even take it personally. I'm like, okay, your feelings are not my problem. Now, some women might say, okay, well, that means I need to lose weight. I need to get in the gym. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I'm not saying not to do anything about, if you really love someone, if that person is for you and that person expresses something to you, that maybe you can change. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you should do it for you. You should do it because you want to do it, not to make someone else happy necessarily. So yeah, I never took on his sentiments because they weren't mine. And I continued my own programming. Whatever I was eating before, I continued eating. Obviously, he wasn't the one for me and I wasn't the one for him, and that's okay. And, of course, I found out he was, messing with other people and all that. I wasn't ready to do it for myself. Has that ever happened to y'all? Has a guy ever told you about your weight? I have a couple of more stories that I want to tell you, and those conversations went a bit differently. And so I want to share those stories with you. So if you're interested and you want to hear what happened in those situations where these men, grown men, y'all, we were grown, okay? Where these men made comments about my weight, or backdoor comments about my weight, and not in the positive, okay? They were suggesting that I lose weight, that I was too big. And guess what? I was the size I was when they met me. So they're coming over to me and they're wanting to get to know me and they're wanting to talk, and I am that size. So if you don't like thick, if you don't like big, okay, at that time, you wouldn't have liked me. Don't come. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. If something like this has happened to you and you can kind of relate, drop your story in the comment bar, y'all. I really want to read your stories, and I want to give other women some encouragement. And, again, I needed to lose some weight. I was too big. I was using food to medicate, basically. I dealt with anxiety throughout my teen years and, throughout my adulthood, and I was using food to comfort me. And so I now have a better relationship with food, and I'm really, really thankful for that. What is it that resonated with you? Go ahead and drop your comments below, and I'll definitely read them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do love you. Remember to subscribe, because I promise I'm going to have those stories really soon, and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Another point I want to make is I want you to love you for who you are today. So let's say, yeah, you have some things you need to work on. You need to lose weight, for example. You need to, whatever it is that you need to work on, and you need to work on it. Love yourself for who you are today, and work on whatever you need to work on to feel better about yourself. But it is what it is today. And at that time, shoot, I was 215 pounds, size 20, and it was what it was. There's nothing I can do about it today. So I still loved myself, and eventually I did take off some pounds. Throughout my adulthood, I gained and lost, and the cycle. Don't let anyone make you feel badly about yourself, because you are precious, you are loved, you are special and important, and you're here for a reason. I'm just glad you're here, and I hope this message resonated with you.